All right, welcome to another edition of the Mexican Soccer Show. It is Friday. I would think that the day before everything starts with Mexico playing Paraguay. We have a lot to cover in this edition of the Mexican Soccer Show Express. Go ahead and get started if we can get our video and start this thing off right now. Here we go. All right. Well, welcome to an edition. I'm Wiso Vasquez from FootMex Source. This is 30 minutes of all the news that we have, Mexican football, Mexican soccer, and give it to you in a fast pace. Normally we're on Mondays, Mexican Soccer Show, but today I have with me Mr. Naive Moran and also Mr. Jason Marquez from Soccer Mexicana, Naive Moran from ESPN FC. They're in Mexico. Naive, how's it going, sir?
Good week, so good to see Jason as well. Like you said, I think it's getting crazy. I mean, the three games are coming, and then of course the grand finale on Sunday between Rayados and Pachuca, which is still not over. I mean, I think it's still this game has a lot of tail still into it. You know, it could go all the way to penalties like the last one did.
Definitely, especially with how Liga MX is and all the drama. You never know. The team is not dead, and I think obviously with a very competitive Pachuca going into a very hard atmosphere like it is Monterrey. But we'll talk about the final, and also want to welcome Mr. Jason Marquitz, who has the lime green and black jersey on there. How's it going, Jason?
There it is. Yeah, it's going well. Like Naive said, real excited about everything coming up with the final coming up on Sunday, and then Copa America kicking off soon with these couple friendlies, maybe not super exciting friendlies, but friendlies nonetheless in preparation. So a lot going on, so a lot to talk about too.
All right, well, exactly. Yeah, lots to talk about. So we'll go ahead and get started. Shorten this up. The banter. We won't try to get away from any from our topics. Our two main topics today. We'll start with the final. Obviously, the game that happened on Thursday in Estadio Pachuca, where Pachuca controlling the pace. Now, not giving up so much spaces, was able to win the game 1-0. A Monterrey that looked like it lacked something, and that maybe could have been Carlos Sanchez. Maybe it was the rain. Maybe it was the stadium, but we haven't forgotten that it is Pachuca after all, with a great defense as we've seen, and also the three wonder kids. Naive, Pachuca, does it surprise you with the score 1-0 on the first leg?
It doesn't surprise me, we saw. I mean, if we consider that Pachuca will finish the Clausura on it at home. I think that's worth mentioning. They were a strong team at home, got important victories. They haven't lost. They played a league game against Monterrey and also two cup games. They didn't lose a single one. They didn't lose last night, so their confidence is up high. Looking forward to the Sunday game. And I do think that Sanchez was a big miss for Monterrey because there was no connection between the midfield. I mean, it's not the same when you have Gargano on the ball than when you have Sanchez on the ball. When you have Sanchez on the ball, it's a fourth attacker. I mean, it's not just Funes Mori, Pavon, and Cardona. It's Sanchez also included. So they missed him yesterday. But then again, Cardona and Pavon, more Cardona had a horrible first leg against America. Don't underestimate these three attackers because they'll go off over there in Monterrey.
Definitely, and what we saw, which I thought it was a display, it was a little bit, everybody tweeting on Twitter with the Z's, a little boring, but there wasn't a team that was taking over. And obviously, Jason, what we saw on Thursday, another dramatic play, another, let's talk about the refs and what's happening. But now it's on Monterrey, or Efrain Juarez, with the pecho and arm, and we saw him tweet. Well, sorry, we saw his team tweet that picture of Selma Hayek's bosom, breast, pecho area, and what we saw there. But again, we go back to the handballs. I mean, that was definitely one of them. And I don't want to get to the technology talk, but it doesn't surprise you that again at this level, Liga MX, the drama between the refs and in a final, right?
This always has to be something, right? Like it wouldn't be a Liga MX Ligia match without some sort of controversy, so it had to be there. So at least maybe we get it out of the way in this first leg, and we'll have a clean second leg possibly. But I don't know. It was I don't know. I mean, I think it was a typical first leg in a lot of ways. I mean, it was tight. I think Monterrey were playing like they were on the road for the first leg, like we've seen them play in these playoffs. So it wasn't totally surprising to me the way that they played, and I think we could expect to see probably a different Monterrey come Sunday. Because they certainly have the talent. Now, as was mentioned, Sanchez was definitely missing in that midfield. They didn't look like a cohesive unit. Cardona didn't really look like himself very much. I mean, you're losing someone who is the assist man and the scoring threat at the same time. So, I mean, it's a big loss. But I don't know. I think some of it could just be kind of that ugly conditions on the road first leg kind of situation, and I expect to see a different team on Sunday. At least that's what Monterrey will be hoping for. Because if they kind of plays the way they did on Thursday, they probably are not going to come out on top. So something a little different, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something different on Sunday as well.
Yeah, well, we know Tuco Mohamed, probably one of the best coaches right now, playing the game in the finals, about to win. Hopefully for him, it'd be good for him. It's his third final. Naive, the keys to the game for Monterrey coming up. It looked like they got a hold of Chucky Lozano, but you still have two other great wonder kids that are there, Pizarro. And not only that, those are just the youngsters. We still have a whole team with great defense. What are the keys, do you think, of the game for Monterrey? They do have the crowd against them, obviously an amazing stadium that are there. It's all set for them. One goal has them in there, but keys for them, and they can do something differently so they don't get overpowered by the quickness that Pachuca can give.
The clear one, I would say, is to score the first goal and to have an intense pace at the start of the match. I think if Pachuca scores the first goal in that match, I think that's when Pachuca could legitimately be the champion. Because I just see Pachuca being more capable, with the speed that you mentioned, to control that 1-0 if they're up. So I think tomorrow will be, well, not tomorrow, Sunday will be important for Monterrey to score first, and then move on from there and see what happens.
Definitely. Jason, to you, has it? You said that it's just your typical final game, but people are looking for more. I think if we're looking for more excitement, like I mentioned in the game, a lot of people are, oh, this is a boring game. Could it just be because it's not one of the, the top four Mexican teams that people like? It's a Monterrey and a Pachuca, but overall, I think it's very, very entertaining football that's been playing.
I think you have a tendency when there's not goals to say it's boring, but it's not necessarily always the case because I think you had a lot of opportunities. And you look at that first half of that match, I think it fell kind of right into Monterrey's hands because Pachuca had the possession, they had the opportunities. Orozco was forced into a bunch of saves, but at the same time, I think the two best goal-scoring opportunities came from Monterrey in that first half, and they just didn't put them away. I mean, that Cardona header was wide open, and he just missed it. And that other there was another chance that came across. I forget who it was. I think it was Funes Mori who came in sliding for it.
Yeah, Funes Mori.
And he's a foot away from scoring a wide open goal there as well. So I mean, the two great chances to score the goal, they didn't count as goal scoring chances there. But I mean, they're there. They're the best chances in the first half, and that's the kind of thing Monterrey can do. I mean, they can give up tons of possession, but they could just sneak back and just score two goals on you pretty quick as well. So I don't know. I see going forward that a real possibility that they could just sneak those goals out, not necessarily looking like the better team the whole time because they've done it a lot this season.
Yeah. For me, I don't think there's going to be that many goals scored in the next leg. I feel like Pachuca is going to if Pachuca wins, it's going to be Conejo Perez once again being the savior. And I think what a story would be if Conejo Perez has an amazing game and is able to keep maybe a 0-0 or not even a goal, scored by, wonderful Monterrey, the leaders of Liga MX. And I think it'd be great to end the season that way on that note of Conejo Perez. Also on the other side is I think the story has been the keepers, where Jonathan Orozco has been saving the team back and back again, if we've seen in the last two legs, the semifinals, and now this one. So interesting enough, I feel like it's going to be, I don't think that many goals will be scored. Look at what they've done. Pachuca also against León, not getting it done through the defense. And once again, we've seen what Conejo has done in these liguillas. So interesting enough. To close it off,
real quick to add about the defense. I think not having Murillo in the second leg will be huge for Pachuca. I mean, you can't compare Mosquera with Murillo. Murillo has speed.
Mosquera did a good job though.
No, but the thing though, it's gonna be different because yesterday we saw Rayados didn't attack. There was a point in the game where they gave up and they were like, "Oh, 1-0 is fine for us." But in Monterrey, it's going to be the total opposite. They're going to go all out against Mosquera. And Mosquera, let me tell you, Mosquera only played, I don't know, probably like 140 minutes this season. I mean,
Not
he's
yet.
way off.
He started against the Leon Liguilla. That was his first game, and he played for I think 8 minutes, and then his this game right here. But he looked good. I was laughing when Mosquera came in against Leon, and I'm like, all right.
But I think that could be a factor that could go against Pachuca on Sunday.
All right. Well, we'll see. That defense it's one of the best defense of the game. All right. Anything to close, Mr. Markowitz, with the game on Friday? And at the same time, what's your prediction? And I'll tell you the same thing, Naib.
I'm thinking Monterrey turns this around and comes out on top. I think they have a significant home field advantage, and I think we're going to see. I think we'll see a different Monterrey team. I think they turn it. I think they prevail.
Prevail. Naib, agree?
I have Pachuca winning this one since a week ago. I think it would be 1-0, maybe like a 2-2 draw. Put Pachuca in with a championship. Yeah. If it finishes 2-2,
because 2 at home,
gana Pachuca.
0, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I see a 2-2 draw at Monterrey.
You know, what's funny is that I also obviously had Monterrey from the beginning, but I just don't. Maybe because they weren't attacking, but I really do feel Carlos Sanchez is a huge blow for Monterrey. So, and I'm not saying he's the only one, but I feel like they've lost some of that scoring, that surprise. Los golazos que estaba haciendo, it was great. I mean, he was one of the best in the league. So.
9 goals and 9 assists. I mean, think about that. That's 18 goals basically.
Definitely, that's exactly what I'm saying, and maybe because they were holding back and they're complacent in keeping that 1-0, but I didn't like that they looked like they didn't have any scoring opportunities. I didn't see someone lethal when Antonio de Nigris is about to come in, and that's your hope. Right, and not to say anything with a great player that it is, but as soon as he came in, I said I don't see him do a difference, especially with what maybe will be open up the fact that Pachuca's not going to have his full defense that'll be there. But all right, well, let's switch gears. 15 minutes of Liga MX. Now let's go ahead and talk about El Tri, which obviously if you've seen, that Mexico will play Paraguay tomorrow in Atlanta, the Georgia Dome, which will be actually, if you didn't know, the Georgia Dome's last game there. It'll be a soccer game. Looks like we're closing the Georgia Dome. They're tearing it down, and I guess they're building one next to it, if I'm not mistaken. But Mexico will be playing.
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz. Mexico will be playing against Paraguay, and if you look at the last time they met, I think it was last year, where Mexico did beat 1-0 to Paraguay in Kansas City. It was Lalo Herrera scoring there to win. Both teams come from Mexico comes from a win in Canada for the respective CONCACAF qualifiers to the World Cup, and then also Paraguay with a draw at home in Asunción. A Paraguay that also tied Ecuador in Quito. So this is not the usual Paraguay that we've seen in the last 2-3 years. It could be a surprise. I think, especially having the advantage of the players being able to train together, not like Mexico only having 13, 14 players. It looks like some of them are getting there tonight. It'll be interesting to see. Even the reporters that were there today in Atlanta during a practice where they're playing 7-on-7, and there's no way you can formulate a starting 11 and see what he's going to do. So. It's obviously the games right before the Copa America, and then we'll start off the summer with one again. Mexico, now coming in with 17 games in a row, has a streak of the best in the world on national teams. But Naib, to you, what are the keys to the game for tomorrow? What do you expect? Hopefully, no injuries, and we'll talk a little bit about injuries towards the end that we've been hearing. But if we can, even if it's a 0, even if it's a loss, if everyone just gets that rhythm, no injuries, we're ready to go. What do you say?
Yeah. I agree with you, Wiso, there. I mean, the picture is this. It's 16 players, 13 field players, 3 goalkeepers. There's only one striker, which is Chicharito Hernandez, and he just barely flew in from Europe yesterday. So we're going to probably see Gulit Peña play as a false 9 here. I think Ochoa is going to start because Ochoa has been the only goalkeeper that hasn't been precisely observed by Osorio on the pitch wearing El Tri jersey. So I think Ochoa will start tomorrow, and that's about it.
It's
Like
like
you said,
there's
I mean,
really nothing else.
even if El Tri loses, yeah, if El Tri loses, it doesn't matter because the team is incomplete. And what you said, I mean, we don't want injuries before the start of the Copa Centenario.
Yeah, you obviously all, you want that winning momentum going towards the game, Jason. But to you, let's get some players. There has been some players that Juan Carlos Osorio hasn't seen,
Yep.
and what do you expect from El Tri tomorrow?
I mean, it's ugly, as Naive reference, because like there's just not a real complete team in that 13 that's been with in training with Osorio. And we have these others coming in tonight, but I don't know. I don't know how Osorio deals with players coming in the night before and whether they really actually play in this game. So I mean, if they don't play, like, wow, it's just kind of an ugly, mal-shapen roster. So I mean, you're going to see like the Rojo Yasser center back combo again. I think. I guess. Sorry, I said it's going to be like a 4-4-2 probably as well, just based on the people he has to work with.
Does he
So
even have
it's
enough?
interesting.
Does he even have enough players to field a team? Don't you need at least
It's not
18?
like it's a team, but it's not a team. Like there's 11 people, but it's not good. You really look at the people that are in the camp right now.
Moreno's there, so it's Moreno. Reyes is not going to be there.
No Reyes. Well, Reyes
Layun is
comes in.
there.
I think he's one of those late arrivals.
Layun is there.
No, I
No,
don't think
Layun. That's right. None of the Porto guys are there.
no.
No, none of the Porto
There's
guys.
a lot of like
Wait, so
starters
who?
who just aren't there. So yeah, you got Pena starting like I said at the false nine. Like who is he starting with in the front? Like I guess.
Chicharito's there.
Yeah, I mean Cheech and Aribe come in today, right? Like so
No, I think Cheech has been there since yesterday. So
yesterday. So
yeah.
maybe Cheech, but like
Cheech,
I don't know.
Oribe, Gullit, Guardado.
It's just troubling because like you're gonna have some of these guys like who are just going to have to play a lot of minutes in this
Aquino.
game, and like you don't want them playing a lot of minutes in this game. So like Guardado like is probably gonna have to play like a whole bunch of time as well. I don't think I want him playing a whole bunch of time in this ugly malshapen match.
Yeah, but it goes again.
I think when you look at the scenario, I think this game shouldn't have happened. I mean, I just think with the Chile game in San Diego was enough to prepare. But
I get that
we
we
always
need to.
bring this up. We always bring this up
Yeah.
in this show. I mean, it's el dinero, the money. The money is important for that,
Well,
man. And this game shouldn't have happened.
no, I think it was fine happening, but I don't think they should have given the vacations like they did. And that was the problem. It wasn't like Porto was playing yesterday.
No, but it's needed. It's needed.
True.
No, but we saw it's needed because, for example, Porto played league, cup games, Europa League games, Champions League games. It does take a toll, and I think it is needed.
You need
the rest.
You need the five
So,
games
yeah.
per year with some in the contract that you have. I mean that's so yeah. The two. We'll see what's going to happen. Really quick before we end the show. Well, not really quick. We still got 8-9 minutes. The three. I want to get your thoughts on the three starters. The three overage players, the 23 that are going to the Olympics: Andrés Guardado, Raúl Jiménez, and Alfredo Talavera. We were kind of hinting at who it was going to be. There were some rumors about maybe Potro wanting Gio. We're looking maybe, I even said maybe Conejo would be amazing to have at the Olympics. But it's finally confirmed. Andrés Guardado, which is a while ago. I think the first one that said, I want to go to the Olympics and was looking was Alfredo Talavera. If you remember a while back, it said it looks like he's going to the Olympics. And then Andrés Guardado and Raúl Jiménez story came out about 2 weeks ago that they're waiting for their clubs to say yes. Jason, to you, a great addition to the Olympics, mirroring kind of what happened 4 years ago. Chuy Corona was there, and also Oribe Peralta. So you already have Raúl Jiménez and Alfredo Talavera, but then Guardado, el capitán,
it's a step up from Salcido, I think.
Sancilo, right?
Yeah, that's a significant step up for me. And also like this, but it's in a similar role in a lot of ways. I mean, ultimate leadership, right? Bringing in, but also at the same time, Mexico's best player. So like it's a significant addition to any team, and the flexibility. I mean, you have flexibility. He can play just about anywhere on the field. So incredible addition. Raul Jimenez, proven goal scorer. Also, he's a bit flexible in his positioning as well. Like he can track back so well. So, I mean, great addition. Talavera. I don't know. I mean, you could debate whether they should give one of the young goalkeepers a run. But it's hard to complain either with bringing in a proven goalkeeper at the same time. So I mean,
yeah, I mean,
it's
I
good
think
stuff.
I like bringing a veteran goalkeeper. Someone, I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't have a veteran defender there, like, right, and imagine, you know, going up against Neymar or however it is, if you don't have someone veteran calming everybody down, having a kid, not saying that a kid, but someone like Udinho, and that hasn't had that experience yet at that level, and the pressure at a Mexican national team, especially now, which is, defendiendo el oro. I think it's going to be. I think it's good to have a Talavera there that can, command the leadership, especially not having anyone in defense. That's going to be a sub-23 defense, if you know what I mean. Exactly. Naive to you, the three that
Yeah,
were
yeah. I
mentioned,
mean,
expected.
but yeah, sort of. Yeah, the expected ones. I think and the way that Potro is sort of meshing the team. I'm more intrigued as to see who the youngsters are going to be, because I still have my doubts. Because, for example, what if he calls Briseño, Pericueta, and players who we haven't played in this past
A long
season?
time, yeah.
I'm intrigued to see who he picks at the end,
Na-
and then once we see those players and include these three, then we can make a precise evaluation.
Naive, who from the national team do you think is going to go to the Olympics that's there? Tecatito, Eric, Chucky Lozano.
Yeah, well, Chucky will go, but I don't know about Tecatito. I think Tecatito will stay with Porto.
Really
I think the Copa America is enough. Yeah,
interesting to see. All right,
I,
well,
I would I would be totally surprised if he goes to both.
yeah, I agree with Naip. I think that makes a lot of sense. I can't see him going to both tournaments either.
but he hasn't. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but I haven't really seen him play in Porto.
He did it
Naive.
last summer too, didn't he? Didn't he do both tournaments last summer?
Yeah, with Twente,
Yeah,
with
but
Twente.
Naive, do you see what I'm saying? What's going on with Tecatito? I've been here in Herrera, I've been here in Layun, but at Porto, I don't know if but we haven't seen Tecatito maybe the last month, 2 months be a Tecatito we normally see.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, probably he hasn't been that show off with the goals and everything as he was at the beginning. But he's still a fundamental player, and he's a starter for El Tri. Now here, I think it depends on what Porto wants to do with him. If Porto wants to keep him another year, then I think the most common sense thing to do is to have him in one tournament. Now, if
Definitely.
they're planning on selling him pretty soon, then we could see him at both tournaments.
Well, looks see Jesus Vergara here on the chat is saying that Porto won't allow because of Champions League qualifiers. So that would, if he is correct, makes sense. If they are, did they end up
Also,
in
I
the
mean,
league?
just
Yeah,
I think like just the fact that he hasn't had a break. I mean, like the dude like running those. I mean, he's on vacation now apparently, but yeah. I mean, just having the two tournaments last summer too. I mean, and then going for two again this summer. I don't know. I got to feel like Mexico is just like, no, man, take a break, please.
All right, guys. Well, it's towards the end. I can't let you leave unless you tell me about tomorrow, right? Not only the Paraguay, but probably the biggest game in the world that's happening in soccer. La Orejona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Naive, you were in Spain. You saw that fire. Give us a little quick preview for the viewers that are here are listening to us. We all got to be watching probably the best football on the planet tomorrow, right?
Well, it's an unusual event because we got to keep in mind that Real Madrid started the season with Rafael Benitez on the bench, and then all of a sudden Zidane took over and took the team all the way to the final of the Champions League.
I know Rafa's in the championship. But yeah.
It's true.
If Real
I think
Madrid
I think cutting off
it will be
everybody.
the
Dang it.
Oh boy.
Naive. You're slowly dying.
del
Oh man, I wish I could have listened. Naive, you kind of cut out in the
yeah,
last 2 minutes, man. Not 2
the
minutes, like
11 Champions League. So
he's still going. Naive, I think we lost you, sir.
Yeah, we didn't get any of that.
Jason, we didn't get any of that. Jason, really quick before we leave, you're a little, what's happening tomorrow?
Champions League final apparently in Milan. Couple of Madrid teams playing, from what I hear. I don't know. Who knows with those kind of matches? But I mean, we'll see. Atletico, if they can pull it off. I mean, it's going to be one of those ugly scrappers if they do it. But maybe they could do it. Fernando Torres lifting the ultimate trophy. We'll see.
Oh, El Niño Torres. That'd be great. I hope. I'm a big Barca fan, so I really hope Atletico wins. All right, guys. FIFA sanctioning Mexico $30,000 because of the homophobic chant everyone knows. And that's definitely in the news today. Not only Mexico, but also Chile. I think Honduras. Actually, Mexico was fined less than the others, so I'm trying to figure out what the others did. So Chile already 2 matches they cannot play in the Nacional. So fans, you want to keep shouting that to the goalie, get ready, because they might be able by the next qualifiers not have the game in the Azteca. I could definitely see that happening. It's gonna have to stop. I don't know how. But we'll see where that goes. Jason, thank you so much for jumping on. We said that it was going to be 30 minutes for the Mexican Soccer Show Express. Naive, are you still there?
Does not.
Naive. Last says thank you all on the chats. Eduardo, Nestor Arroyo, Jesus Vergara, Aaron Serrano. Thank you for joining on. We appreciate all the love you're giving us on Twitter, on Facebook. Really quick. Giving you guys a little bit of a preview tomorrow. Check out FoodMex Source. A great concept called FoodMex Nation is starting. Very, really excited of the new changes that are happening with the website. It all started from a blog 4 years ago, and now it is 7, 8 different writers, and we're going on there. Naive, I see you're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So,
who wins tomorrow, really quick?
The elaboration of. Let me finish a little
All right, go
bit
ahead.
of my Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid preview. I messed up.
Do it. Hurry.
I mean, when I said, it's an important final, because it's between the 2 Madrid teams. And then, of course, I explained a little bit the story about Real Madrid. But Atletico Madrid is the second final in 3 years with Cholo Simeone. So hopefully tomorrow that they could get their first Champions League. And let's not forget that PSV took Atleti all the way to the penalties.
That is correct.
That's right.
Guardado, Moreno. That'd be great for Cholo Simeone. I think be amazing. Well, we'll see what happens. I would love to see the tactics that Cholo will come out, as we all would know. If it's hopefully that parking the bus tactics that people don't like. But against Real Madrid, the offense, exciting games. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Naive. Jason, we're signing out from the Mexican Soccer Show. See you guys all on Monday. Adios.